even in like a, well, it's not really a storm, but it's windy, man. But gotta go out and walk the dog when I leave for sure. Yeah, so anyway, moving tomorrow. Probably have these constables set something up tonight or something like that. We'll see. See the cops here, yep. There. 62 again, that's the same one. Here and on the left it should be right there. Okay, let's see what we got. I gotta get used to this area. Gotta figure out where I'm gonna get the bus. Yeah. Oh, I see. Come to Elm's the next street. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we're probably gonna see some stalking in this neighborhood. I just moved here today. So was only at the other place for a month, and then abruptly got this message last week that all the tenants have to move by the 1st of March because there were issues with the electricity, and as the electricity kept going off more often than would be normal, and so apparently somebody from the fire department said it's not safe, so therefore everyone has to leave. So fortunately I was able to get this place, which is a little bit cheaper, and it's further north. So we'll take note of how the activities probably will begin again here. But yeah, it's a little, oh, there's the Pavigo there, okay, yeah. So just walking up to the grocery store here, this is my first walk. I literally just put my stuff inside there. So, yeah. Anyway, so it's just remember up, and then I have to call in. Is the police here? Probably. They're probably going to drive by me because I just got here. You could see at the other place the first day I got there, they drove by in an otherwise secluded area. I think, yeah, that's the police right there. So right away, see, I've just gone out for a walk here, new location, and they're coming down now. It's going to take a look here, and we'll go back here, just like I said here. Right away. So that's car number 75. Driving by to stalk me as soon as I move to a new area, which is otherwise all quiet. Right away. So that's car number 75. Driving by to stalk me as soon as I move to a new area, which is otherwise all quiet. You saw that. That's literally, I just dropped my stuff off there. So keep in mind, when I moved last month, they showed up right as I was, the first day I was going there to put my things in. And I think I got a shot of that character's face there too. Oh, street theater. No fight. Probably street theater. Yes. Oh yeah, look at this. Yep. So you know what this is gonna do? This is gonna give an excuse for the cops to come watch street theater. See it over there? Fight breaking out. Bunch of kids. It could be natural, but I don't think so. I'm saying street theater here. Watch, the police are going to show up too. Look at this, folks. What's this here? Oh, Oh, come on, guys. What are you doing? Look at this. They're going at it. Oh, man. The cops are going to show up, too. I guarantee. Well, I'd say strong probability. Let's see. That bus is coming. Look at this. They're going at it. A couple of groups of teenagers. Is it street theater? I don't know. You be the judge. I mean, it does give the cops an excuse to show up again. It's not beneath them to use kids to do these things either. They do that. Oh, one headlight right here. There we go. Expecting to see more of that. Bus is coming now. Yeah, look at this. It gets quieted down. Yeah, no cops there yet. Is this it here? Oh, this is the 59. Okay, does this go to Ottawa? Yeah, I gotta ask him. Maybe it wasn't street theater. Maybe that was natural. I don't know. A little bit rainy today. Okay, right away. As soon as I exit, you can see this way. Right away. Let's see how they had that set up. I don't even have my phone either. So, there you go, right there. Nothing more needs to be said. It's a gray, rainy day today. Not too cold though, at least. It's above 0 today. So recently, I've been communicating. A gentleman from Russia contacted me, and he's dealing with the same type of targeting things. And you know, he describes very similar things to what I'm dealing with as well. Although he says it's a little bit different in terms of the way he believes the program's set up there, at least. And like I knew before that it's active worldwide. That's the thing. It's active worldwide. Now, there may be some countries where they don't really have the technology up to snuff to be able to do it quite as, you know, precisely as they do in the Five Eyes countries. But, like, you got people on YouTube saying things like, oh, if you move to Russia, it'll stop. No, it won't. Trust me. It's active all around. And the things he describes are very similar to what I'm dealing with. You know, he describes the police being involved, neighbors, you know, noise harassment, things of that nature too. So, yeah, it's active all around. I mean, I've had contact with people from various different areas all around the world, here and there, on and off. Not consistent contact, but, you know, we've communicated via email because of the videos I put up. And, you know, that's one of the good things about it is, you know, you get to be able to communicate with people all around. I think eventually they're going to cut that off in the not too distant future, though, unfortunately. But for now, you know, you got to use that while you have it. Again, when you see it on YouTube, you've always got to question how legitimate they are, though, right? If they're using that term, gang stalking, I tend to be very dismissive for the most part. Here and there, you'll find somebody who's real, who's, you know, just uses it or whatever. But again, that's a disinfo term that they want you to use. So yeah, I used it at the beginning too. I was naive and gullible, and I started using it. And I shouldn't have, but it is what it is, right? So, the reason they want you to is because then you're associated with all those people they put out there to act crazy. And that's a big thing for them. So if you put targeted individual, the same thing. I tend not to use that either, even though it's an accurate term. It is an accurate term. And it's from the whole military operation, right? Targeted individual. So, yeah, so this was key for them when they set it up. Was having this already set up, this fake fantasy world with all the actors and crazy people who they've got to discredit. That's just as important as the people who they send out to do this, make no mistake. And those people who've agreed to do that are exactly the same as those individuals who stalk and harass and do these things. Exactly the same, no different. If they're posing as a fake TI and they know who they know what's going on, then they're exactly the same as those people. So they're easy to pick up on who those people are too. It's a waste of time to watch most of them because they mainly just put out nonsense. But they know they got to give you some of them that speak legitimate truth, and they got to give you these fake communities. The fake communities are key, because that gives you a sense that, oh, okay, you're not so worried. You're thinking, oh, this is good. I've got a bunch of people who are like me, right? A community, and they're not going to allow that to happen. Trust me. If it's more than a small group of people, and they're all communicating about this on YouTube or whatever social media, rest assured it's fake. Guaranteed 100% it's fake, and it's meant to draw you in. And some of the people who they have leading these communities are kind of, eloquent. They have a lot of knowledge about the program, of course, because they work for the program. So they're going to pose as people who are empathetic. And for a while they may be, but they're going to let you know eventually, rest assured, who they really are. And they're not really there to help, but they will give out helpful information. That's what makes it, very... you really have to use discernment. But sometimes I'll listen to them because I'm already awake and I know what they're doing. So just to pick up on different things they're doing, I'll have a listen to some of these shills. So yeah, it's going on worldwide. And I've had contact with people from all different areas, like I said. Unfortunately, a lot of the Canadians I've had contact with are quite suspect. Not all of them. There have been a few who may be legit. Again, you don't know until you meet somebody, right? You can't tell for sure until you meet somebody, because some of these people are very deceptive and very convincing at times. And others, you can just tell right away they're just doing it just to mess with you, and they're just, like this. They'll have people email you and say things about like they're fed up with the targeting, and they're going to get, indicating that they're going to get violent, and that's what they want because they're monitoring all your emails, right? So then they can say, oh, you're communicating with somebody who says they're going to get violent. That's just one of their Muppets that they send to do that. And then if you agree with what the person says, they've got something on you where, yeah, you're saying, oh, so don't agree with any of that. If anyone, that's why I keep the comment section closed. That's another reason, is because you'll have people come in and intentionally post things like that, saying they're being targeted and they're going to get violent. And that's what they want to associate you with, right? They're going to use anything they can, not only to discredit you, but to try and portray you as someone who you're not. So they want to portray you as being violent and unbalanced when, in most cases for these people, the opposite is true. Certainly for me, the opposite is true. So that's a strategy they'll use. That's why I keep the comment section closed on all of these sites, except for the ones where they don't allow you to close it. But on YouTube, it's always closed. Not only that, there's so many reasons that I close it there. Also because it's just a PSYOP operation, the comment section. There's very few real people who you're interacting with. And you might get some, but the thing is, what they'll do is, they'll erase my own comments. So if somebody posts something just ridiculous, and I respond to it or refute it, post a refutation of it, my comment will just disappear. So what's the point of even having it open then? If there's no point, right? So that's why I keep it closed. I'm more than happy to interact with people on a one-on-one basis via email, and I do that quite regularly too. So it's not like I don't interact with people, and it's not like I really do appreciate the people who watch the material. Don't get me wrong, I really do appreciate that. The ones who are legitimate, not the people who just watch it to mock and stuff like that or whatever. But those who are really going through this and you're watching it, I appreciate it, and my thoughts are with you as well. And my prayers are with you as well too. So don't think that because I keep that closed, it's not that because I don't want to interact with people. I will interact with people, but it's not going to be in the way that they want to do it, the people running the operation, because that's all part of the operation, is to discredit you in any way possible. So the comment section is huge, because if they're just going to erase the person's responses or not allow them to comment when somebody posts lies and nonsense, then it's obviously, there's no point having it open. The thing is, really, all you would need is just a few people, small group of people who are real and who have credible evidence and who've been documenting, to unify and deal with this in a really coordinated and dignified way, as far as exposing it to others. That's all you would need. But the thing is, it's difficult to find that because, you know, if so many of these people are phonies. That's the thing, and they've flooded it with phonies. So it's going to be like 50 to 1 for every real targeted person you may interact with, as opposed to their people who they're sending out there. They know that. They know they have to do that because they're committing crimes. And if you're going to do it and allow people to upload videos and stuff like that showing what's going on, you're going to have to outnumber them big time and flood it with disinfo. And that's what they do. And so you're up against it if you're going to expose this for real, but you still got to try, right? Still got to try while that option is available. I believe they're going to shut it down eventually and use some sort of a Hegelian dialectic false flag as an excuse to do that. Meaning they'll have one of their own people do something and the media will report on it, it'll be fake, and they'll say, oh, this person claims to be a quote-unquote TI, and look what they did. It'll be something violent, and it won't really have happened. They'll have staged it. But then they'll say, now we have to shut everything down. And anyone who's using this term, you know, they're obviously a group of violent, unstable people. And the reality is that's their own people. All the fake TI communities are their own people who they set up. They always do this, not just in this terms of organized stalking, in terms of everything. They're always going to present you with fake opposition, and that's all you're going to see on mainstream media or even in alternative media. They've got the basis covered, so you're up against it if this is happening to you, but that doesn't mean you quit, right? You have no other option than to continue and try and find new creative ways of dealing with it. But yeah, so the thing is, they know the one thing the one thing they don't want. That's why they isolate you. That's why they approach everyone around you and ensure that you're isolated. Now, if they're going to go to all those lengths to do that and you know, use all these resources, do you think they're just going to let you go online and meet up with some community and and rise against them with, you know, exposing it? No way. No chance. Those communities are going to be fake 100%. You got to know that. If they're that strategic about everything they do, about isolating you completely as much as possible from any support system, they're not just going to let you go online and find a huge support system at some, you know, podcast or whatever, where you go with some guys talking about gang stalking and you know, y'all get together. It's fake. It's fake, and it's meant to draw you in, and that's how it is. But like I said, some of these people are really, really convincing. And they know a lot about the program because they're a part of it. They're a part of the planning of it and everything, right? So naturally, they're going to play those two roles, like the Kabbalah, the dark and the light, right? They have the people who are there to help you, but those are still their people. So you have the dark and the light, those people, they're doing both. They're helping you, but they're also on the side that's destroying you as well. And so how does that... Let's wait till he passes here. So how does that benefit you if they give you a little bit of good information and try to help you, but they're still on the side of the people who are working to destroy you, and they show you that openly in their symbolism that they put up, right? It doesn't help you. Long term, you know, they may help you a little bit going into some of those communities. You may meet a few people, but those people are going to screw you over. And trust me, they're going to approach people even who are your friends for years, and some of those people are just going to sell you out and abandon you. I've had it happen, and it's not pleasant, especially when you've been there for those people for years too, and they just forget about you when you're in your situation of plight. But it is what it is. Here's muffler on that vehicle there. That could use some work, that's for sure. You're driving a motorboat there, or what, man? Come on. Let's go right in here. Ultramar. Over there. A little bit of everything here, I suppose. one thing that's actually better about this area, everything's really close to the left. Video channel, it's the internet. Post. Yeah, police right there, right there. There's car number 31 for the drive-by there. You can see how that was lined up. They're pulling up right alongside the bus, right as I get off at the stop there. So the police stalking again, and I got the car number there. I believe that was 88, the car. Yeah, you can see it literally pulled up right alongside me, right as I was about to get off, with precise synchronization there. So clear, overt stalking there from the drug trafficking Gatineau police. Hard at work as usual. Yeah. So time to get some videos up of these actors again. The chemtrails today too, very visible there. Wow. Yeah, look at that. That's not cloud there, that's all chemtrails. You can see that very clearly. See how thin it is and spread out like that. You know, clouds are going to be puffy and thick. That's all chemtrails there. Yeah. Yeah, they're spraying the skies regularly here. Okay, we're gonna get our stalkers coming in here. We got a guy with a black hoodie checking a phone here who's gonna go in and do the usual routine. Okay, just documenting this, as I said, up until today, there had only been one instance of weird noise. Now this is, you can hear this is going on right above, directly above the room here. Okay? Just continually above here. Now, like if you're vacuuming or something like that, you're not gonna be in one spot that long. Moving. You hear that? That's directly above here. Okay. As I said, I've been here for a week. There was only one morning when I woke up at like 5:30, and there were some loud thuds, banging and pounding on the ceiling up here, directly up here. But now you can hear, this is concentrated specifically in this area here. So let's hear how long it goes on, okay? It's specifically concentrated on the ceiling here above. And it was just bang, crash, bang. Now I turned the glasses on after it had started, so there was a little bit before. Now I'm guessing this is going to start to be a regular thing too. As I said, it's concentrated directly, specifically here, okay? Now at the previous place I was at, I was on the upper floor, the place where I moved to just for a month. Then, as I said before, all of a sudden there were these problems with the electricity, where the electricity would just randomly go off, and I think it was all coordinated. So then they abruptly said, okay, everyone has to move. All the people renting there have to move. So we had literally a matter of days to get a place. So I get this place here, and this is in the basement. And as expected, you're getting the usual consistent noise on the ceiling up above here. Unnatural too. There's a one headlight car here. Completely off there. There's a second one right there. So two in a row right there. Driving at night with one headlight off. Off there. There's a second one right there. So two in a row right there. Driving at night with one headlight off. Sunday morning. Just going out for a short walk here. So what's been going on lately is I've noticed that it's becoming very apparent that there is some employment blacklisting going on, to the point where it's very noticeable now. Now, there were other situations where I kind of noticed things like this going on, but I was able to work 2 jobs when I was in Toronto. However, there were a couple occasions when I tried to get something else, and despite being overly qualified for some of these positions, they would just say, I'm sorry, we don't have anything right now. There was one position where I went in directly to the office. It was a security position, and I have extensive experience as a manager also in the security industry, manager of security operations for a prominent property management company. And so when I went into that office, they said, yeah, we've got something for you, no problem. Now, for those who don't know, it's very, very easy to get a job within the security industry. You know, some of these jobs don't pay as well, but I'm just looking for something, second job right now. Because I've been forced into a position where I had to take something that was lower paying, despite being, like I said, overly qualified. A lot of these companies just declining to even go further than the application, which is very, very suspicious. And now I can see for sure that there's employment blacklisting going on, because I got another email. I've applied for a number of extra jobs, looking for a second job to supplement my income. And despite being way overly qualified for a position with this company, they've just said, we're sorry, we're going to pass on your application for the time being, and we'll keep it on file for 60 days. And that's about it. No reason. They're not going to give any reason, because the thing is, it's very clear that someone with influence goes to these companies and tells them, do not move forward with the process at all, which is very disturbing that you can do that. Meanwhile, they're hiring people who are totally unqualified on a daily basis. Now, in that industry, they're always looking for people. It's not difficult at all to get a job. Even a supervisor position, it's not difficult to get that if you have a little bit of experience. But with my experience and qualifications, there should be no problem whatsoever. And in the past, previously, these companies would be glad if I would go in and apply because they're looking for people with that type of experience. So there's someone going to these companies and saying no. And that is, the fact that that's going on needs to be brought out into the open. That's a disgrace that that's happening. Blocking someone from finding employment is unacceptable. And I know this isn't a democracy. They're just pretending that it is. But things like this are becoming more and more apparent. So 3 different companies in Ottawa. 2 of the 3 were well known. I'm not going to say which ones they were. But 2 of the 3 were very well-known companies. I can kind of understand why the one didn't, because they kind of have ties to the military, so I'm not surprised that they didn't at first. But fortunately, when I got terminated from my other position for exposing the harassment of the police, when they gave me no valid reason whatsoever and simply terminated me without any valid reason, fortunately, I was able to get this position that I'm at now. And I got through there without any blacklisting. Maybe they didn't go to them till after they had hired me. I don't know. But again, it's a position, a lot lower paying position than what I had worked in the past. Before I left Toronto, I had to take some lower paying positions as well, despite my qualifications. So this is now becoming very apparent. Now I'm going to continue trying to get a second position because to be able to, live in some dignified way, you pretty much have to do that if you're not making much income. And they're not going to allow me to get a higher paying job. So in that case, I'm going to have to work multiple lower paying jobs, which if I have to do that, I'm okay with that, right? Even if I get like an extra 20 hours with the second position, like in Toronto, I was working 80 hours a week with 2 full-time jobs. And it was difficult, but at the same time, it had to be done because the cost of living there is just ridiculous. So, anywho. And, so yeah, that type of thing is going on. It's very nefarious and employment blacklisting. And the companies who are doing this, I mean, I know some of them are forced into it and they don't have a choice. They're told, and if they don't do it, some repercussions will ensue. They'll start losing contracts or something. So they're not going to do that for one person. They're not going to, So to some extent, I can understand and empathize why they have to do it. I don't take that personal per se. But the thing is, what needs to be shown is that these people who are doing this wield a tremendous amount of power. Where you can go to pretty much any company and just do that. This is the police right here, I think. Yeah, police. Car number 88. 88, right there. So stalking again today. We'll get that up there. See how otherwise quiet, all quiet down there. And all quiet up here. And you got a creep lingering around along up over here. Mm-hmm.